My name is Stephen M. Lee. I'm the artistic director and founder of the Memphis Jazz Workshop, a nonprofit organization committed to cultivating young musicians in the Memphis area by giving them opportunities for learning, performance opportunities with professional local musicians, while embracing the legacy of jazz music in Memphis. Memphis has a very rich heritage of jazz music, which the world is familiar with, but unfortunately, the city of Memphis is not. After spending numbers of years in New York, to be around a jazz scene that I witnessed just so many kids was playing at a very high level. These kids like 17, 18, 19, but they sound like they was 30, 35. So after doing some research, I realized that a lot of these kids are coming from performing art schools. They have intense private lessons. Moving back to Memphis, I work for Stax, I work for, which is a nonprofit. I work for Visible Music College. I work for Memphis Music Initiative, MMI. So, I was being around all these nonprofits and, find out what a nonprofit is, and also my years of just seeing these just overexperienced musicians. I just wanted to start something. I found a problem. And the answer was to just create a school that would, we can give these kids these extra learning skills, more intense theory lessons, more intense improvisation class, private lessons, and just mentorship. One thing I'd like them to lead with, even if they not inspiring to be a professional jazz musician, skills they can transfer like time management. Also, we teach them discipline, to be able to practice 2 or 3 hours. It takes some discipline, time management, feeling of being successful, of learning music, And sometimes, you might be learning a piece of music that's difficult. Man, when you start out, it's like, I know where I'm gonna learn this. But after you learn that piece, you feel, good about yourself. So, like I was saying, now if the kids are serious about doing this for a living, they have to understand the importance of practicing. It's also they have to understand the importance of relationship. One of my friends, Ulysses Owen Jr., which I'll talk about later, he was down here last week. And the one thing he mentioned to him is, developing these relationships with your peers. The same kids that they, in the band with now, that's part of this program, in 10 to 15 years, they'll grow up and they might be looking for a piano player or, a trumpet player, so they'll remember this kid that was in the camp with them. So relationships is very, very important. 8, so that's probably about 43 years. So that's a long time, but I've always just have a certain feeling when I'm playing the piano, and this goes back for years. So it brings peace. I feel right at home when I'm sitting down playing a piece of music or improvise, especially improvising, because it's more freedom. It's more of an expression. It's nothing that's planned. You just go for it, and all the ideas that you've practiced and studied over the last, for me, 30 years. You try to tell a story that's in the moment. So it's the freedom of just expression, really. Last month we did a collaboration with Hutchinson Music School. We used their space for the whole month. They had like a piano lab. They have perfect rooms. It's just a perfect spot to do a workshop. It's just a great feeling to work with Tracy Ford at Hutchinson. She's always kind. Whatever we needed, it was never a problem. It was just a perfect setting for a perfect time, especially for the concert. People they enjoyed the space, they enjoyed the music. So we just publicly want to thank Hutchinson School for their space and time for the whole month of February. Ulysses Owens was great. He's a close friend of mine. And the thing about Ulysses, I've been to a lot of different jazz and music workshops, but how he presented his workshop was perfect. You have sometimes, you have people just come and play for you, then you had to ask a couple of questions. But what he did, he had each student get up and play as a band, and he gave some tough love. He gave, some critiques too, you sounded good, but you need to work on this. So it was just perfect. The kids was engaged the whole 2 hours. The first hour was about just ensemble playing and, just different techniques of improvisation and things like that. But the second hour was really based on entrepreneurship. So he goes, he talks. It's not just about playing an instrument. He's talking about, how you can make a living as a musician. Different ways. If you want to do music production, music education, jazz musician, just whatever ways you can do. You want to start a nonprofit teaching music. So it was just great to just see a musician come in and not just talk about what you have to do to make money playing an instrument. He just went more in depth about playing an instrument, but also being a business owner. So it was just great, man. It was a great end of the year or end of the semester concert. We're still looking for a venue, but I'm quite sure it'll be around the third week of April, like a couple of months for the winter months. They get a chance to perform in front of their friends and family. We haven't really set a place or time yet, but it'll be a big event. I said all the kids will get a chance to perform. Last weekend, most of the kids didn't perform, only a few, but this event, they all will get a chance to show their parents what they've learned over the last 3 months. Come to our concerts. Send your kids. If you know of a child that's talented and want to learn more about music, jazz music, we started at age 12 to 11 to like 17, 18. Please, check us out, memphisjazzworkshop.org. And we open any child from, all over the city, all the way from Collierville, all the way to South Memphis. And we just really need your support. So just check us out, memphisjazzworkshop.org. I think this is a ministry. I don't see it as a job. I think I was called to help motivate kids and, just give them the tools they need to be successful. I was still blessed to have some mentors that I could look up to. I can still look up to today and talk to. So I kind of want, share that experience with these kids.